Alright, welcome back, V.O.C. YouTube channel here. Today, you see from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about, but first, I'm going to dive into the MLB Hall of Fame ballot, talk about that, who I think should be in, who I don't think should be in, so let's get into it. Like I said, the MLB Hall of Fame ballot first, and then I'll get to the Christmas movies, right? I know you guys are here for the Christmas movies, but we still have to talk sports. Miscellaneous money is where you talk baseball. The other thing about baseball's in a shutdown, lockout, whatever you want to call it. They couldn't come to agreements, so since December 1st they've been in lockout. I don't know how long it's going to last. It's going to last a while over stupid shit, so we're probably looking at March before shit gets done, because right now both sides hate each other. It's just how lockouts work, just how it works. Alright, but like I said, going through the MLB Hall of Fame ballot, this is the ballot. Bobby Abreu, Barry Bonds, Mark Bulger, Roger Clemens, Carl Crawford, Prince Fielder, Todd Helton, Ryan Howard, Tim Hudson, Torrey Hunter, Andrew Jones, Jeff Kent, Tim Lincecum, Justin Monroe. It's a weird way to spell it. Morneau. It's a weird name. I mean, come on. Fuck. He's not getting in the Hall of Fame just off the name. Joe Nathan, David Ortiz, Jonathan Papelbon, Jake Peavy, Andy Pettit, AJ Pierzynski, Manny Ramirez, Alex Rodriguez, Scott Rowland, Jimmy Rollins, Curt Schilling, Gary Sheffield, Sammy Sosa, Mark Teixeira, Omar Vizquel, and Billy Wagner. So, kind of varied range of who, where, what, when, right? So, this is basically the ballot. This is what a ballot looks like, printed offline. I wish I had a vote. I deserve a vote. Big brain. They don't want me in there, because they know I'm going to fuck shit up, right? They know my votes will be too good, and you know, I'd be that asshole that like doesn't vote for somebody, like when the guy didn't vote for Ken Griffey Jr. or whatever. He was like, you know, just that one guy. It's like, I'd be that one fucking guy, but it's fine. It is what it is. But I would be that guy. No, I wouldn't. I mean, so more people are starting to show their ballots. That's why I kind of got the idea to do this. I think it's announced in like January. But I've seen it on Twitter where actually people are now giving their ballots. Before, like, no one showed their ballot. It was like, no, we're not going to show up. Nowadays, they're like, fuck it, who cares? You can hate on me all you want. You know, I'm getting my vote. It is what it is. So now people are starting to show their ballot, and the nice thing is, online is now they're kind of, with the ballots that they have received so far, they're totaling it up. So it kind of shows you, out of the ballots they have, where the trajectory of projection of, okay, is a guy going to be in the Hall of Fame or is not? I think you get to vote up to 10 people. When I did my ballot here, I did 6. Look, you need 75% to get voted in. My criteria is basically if I say your name and I think Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer. If I say your name and I don't think Hall of Famer, not a Hall of Famer. Like, to me, it's like, if you have to say someone's name and then riddle off a bunch of stats, it's like, not Hall of Famer. Now, there are some guys where it's like, okay, there might be on the cusp, but you have to look at their numbers. But most of the time, in my opinion, you look at a name, Hall of Famer, right? You think of Derek Jeter, Hall of Famer. You think of, trying to think of somebody that, all right, Tim Lincecum, not a Hall of Famer, right? It's like good years, only 2 or 3, not a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I look at that and I'm like, okay, Ken Griffey Jr., Hall of Famer. Prince Fielder, not a Hall of Famer. Even though I love Prince Fielder, if he would have played his entire career, we'll see where it was. But he's not a Hall of Famer. This sweatshirt's huge. Like, look at this fucking thing. I'm like swimming in this. This is huge. I had to buy it big because it was the only size they had. So I was like, oh, I really like the sweatshirt. I'm going to buy it big. Floating. But I think that's like the culture now. It's like you just wear clothes that are like 1,000 times bigger and you kind of look cooler. So, look, I'm fucking hip. I know the times. Please. But like I was saying, I think it's like how it goes on. So this is what I'll run through my ballot real quick, and then I'll get into the Christmas movie stuff. This is who I voted for. The 6 I voted for: Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, David Ortiz, Manny Ramirez, Alex Rodriguez, and Curt Schilling. You go, okay, but are you fucking serious? All these PED guys. Look, to me, Barry Bonds is a Hall of Famer. I don't give a shit what people say. You can't take away players from an era. Basically, what MLB is saying, look, we let these guys do it in the 90s. You know, we didn't give a shit. Now we do? No. You're taking away an era of baseball. You're taking away from about 92 to about 05, in my opinion. You could even go 2010. It's like you want to take away an era of baseball. You can't do that. To me, Bonds is a Hall of Famer. All-time home runs hitter. I don't care how he got there. He is. Now, I do hate the argument, oh, he was a Hall of Famer before. Look, I don't, like, it doesn't matter. He still did steroids, but there's other guys in the Hall of Fame that fucking did steroids. I mean, look at fucking Mike Piazza. That fucker was huge. Come on. So, then Roger Clemens. To me, if I vote for Barry Bonds, I have to vote for Roger Clemens. Same difference. David Ortiz, I'd vote for. He's a Hall of Famer. Now, he does have the PED scare, but it was one time, blah, blah, blah. What he did since then, he's a Boston legend. Won 3 World Series. I mean, was fucking dominant. He's a Hall of Famer. Manny Ramirez, Alex Rodriguez. Same thing with kind of the Bonds Clemens. If I vote for A-Rod, I have to vote for Manny. If I vote for Manny, I have to vote for A-Rod. Alex Rodriguez and Manny Ramirez are 2 of my favorite players of all time. Manny Ramirez fucking didn't give a shit and fucking cranked it. He was stupid, crazy at hitting the ball. Now, yeah, he juiced. Okay, what the fuck ever. He was in baseball. He fucking dominated and had great numbers. Won a World Series. Was a fucking king. Alex Rodriguez. People fucking hate him. But, and this is what's going to be crucial for A-Rod because it's his first time on the ballot, so is it David Ortiz's. With A-Rod, it's how many votes is he going to get? Because A-Rod, when he played, so say A-Rod 2012, he fucking gets no votes. A-Rod now, 10 years later, A-Rod's going to get quite a few votes in my opinion. He's changed his whole... He's done a 180 from what he was viewed as to now what he is. So it's going to be interesting to see. But look, like I said, A-Rod, Manny, if I vote for one, I got to vote for the other. I hate to say it. Curt Schilling, the only guy on here that I voted for that has like no chance of PEDs talked about. Look, I get Curt Schilling off the baseball field. He is one of the worst human beings ever, right? But I can't take that into consideration of voting for the Hall of Fame. Now, do I think he's going to get in? This is his last year on the ballot. So is it Bonds and so is it Clemens. He had 71.1% last year. He does not get in this year. Only because of what he was so pissed off last year that he wasn't put in. He wrote a couple days later saying, take me off the ballot, I'm done. Went after the writers again. I think about Curt Schilling playing baseball. And the bloody sock, and he was one of the clutchest fucking pitchers of all time. And when I think Curt Schilling, I think Hall of Fame. Now, what he's done off the field, look, I can't take that into consideration. When you vote for the Hall of Fame, you can't. Because it's off your baseball career. And look, yeah, I guess he was a dick to the writers back in the day. I didn't experience that, so I don't know. So there's going to be a lot of people I don't think get in. Now, do I think anybody gets in this year? I think David Ortiz has a good shot. Just because it's David Ortiz, it's Big Papi. People are going to forget about the one PD scare. So I think it gets Bonds, Clemens. They have 14% to make up. So last year in the ballot. To me, what I would do if I was a writer, I would just let them in. And I would do like the A-Rod, David Ortiz, Curt Schilling, Bonds, Clemens. Because Manny's not getting in, but I would vote for Manning. So I would put those 5, get them in. And then this is your goof squad Hall of Fame. They all have nothing perfect with them. You bunch them up into one pair. If people want to come out and watch their speeches, people can go out and watch their speeches. But to me, you got to put them in. Because not putting these guys in is saying that baseball didn't matter, even though we didn't give a shit. And I know all these guys are at proms, but to me it's like you're taking away history of the game. And if we want kids 50, 60 years from now to know baseball and think about it, if it's still alive at that point, we cannot take away some of the most polarizing, greatest players that ever played. Because they are. Barry Bonds, greatest left-handed hitter of all time. Manny Ramirez, arguably the best right-hander. A-Rod, I could argue, best right-hander. David Ortiz is the best DH of all time. Roger Clemens, one of the best pitchers of all time. So it's like, I get what they did, but you have to think about what they did for the game, too. They made baseball a lot of money, and they make players nowadays a lot of fucking money. That's my opinion on it. Look, my little soapbox of the Hall of Fame, it is what it is. I don't have a vote. If I did, those would be the people I voted for. I mean, it's baseball. It is what it is. Probably none of them are going to get in. It happens. It's the hardest Hall of Fame to get into. All right. I have compiled. I don't even know if that's a fucking word. I have piled up the list of the best and the worst Christmas movies. of all time. I think I'm going to start with the best. I'll go through. I think I'll start with the worst, right? Let's get the worst out of the way. We'll start at number 1. This is their worst. The Nutcracker in 3D. Never seen it. Christmas with the Cranks is number 2. I'd argue. I really like this movie. It's not that it's... Christmas movies are not like... This is Rotten Tomatoes, by the way. And this is not just off their rating system. If you look at it, it's not because of it. But to me, it's like Christmas movies just... Is it Christmas? Does it give you the feeling of like love, family, Christmas? Christmas with the Cranks gives you all that stuff. So why are you hating on it? Deck the Halls? Nah, I'm not a big fan. I haven't really seen it. Some of these movies, I don't even know. Like, I'm not even going to say some of these movies because I have no fucking idea what they are. Jingle All the Way. Are you kidding me? With Arnold Schwarzenegger? That's a great movie. It's a great Christmas movie. What? Are you on crack? I mean, that movie is a staple in my house. I mean, he's running around town trying to get a toy for his kid. I mean, fuck, that's Christmas, man. How are you going to hate on it? I don't think you should rate any Christmas movie bad. The Santa Claus 3. Look, I'm a Tim Allen fan from Kalamazoo, Michigan boy. Michigan men stick together. But the third one, it got a little stretched. First and second, take it all day. Third one, you get to a point where it's like, you're making too many movies, in my opinion. Still a good movie, but it's like, it's getting a little bit out there. Fred Claus with Vince Vaughn. Not a big fan of it. His brother's like Santa and he's become Santa. I'm a big Vince Vaughn fan. My favorite Christmas movie. It's on the worst. I've already looked at it. It's terrible of what it is. But my favorite Christmas movie of all time, you'll see it when it comes up, has Vince Vaughn in it. And I don't know why it's my favorite. It just is. Here it is. It's number 19 on this list, number 1 in my heart. 4 Christmases. I don't know what it is about this movie, but I've always loved it. I've loved this movie forever. It's Vince Vaughn, Reese Witherspoon. Can I say fucking more? It's funny, sad, can make you cry, it makes you think. That's a fucking Christmas movie. It's about the holidays. It's got a vast array of characters. This movie is Christmas, in my opinion. It's my all-time favorite. I'm not saying it's the best Christmas movie ever. It's my favorite Christmas movie. Don't know why. I just have always been attracted to the movie. I love it. Every time it's on, I watch it. Every Christmas, I watch it. If I could watch it 25 days leading up to Christmas, I'd watch it every day. I just would. Number 22 on this list, Home Alone 3. Look, I'm going to shit on Home Alone in this video because I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of the first, so why make a third? That's the way I see it. So those are the worst, some of the worst on the list of the more popular ones. Some of these other movies I've never even fucking heard of. It's like... But no, 4 Christmases is my favorite. Like I said, number 22, worst on that list, number 1 in my heart. I love it. I don't know why. All right, number 1, the first 2 movies are from 1946 and 1946. These are the best. It's a Wonderful Life and A Miracle on 34th Street. Miracle on 34th Street is arguably probably the greatest Christmas movie of all time. Not saying it's my favorite, but Christmas-wise, it has everything down pat. Everything. Holiday in 1942. See, a lot of the movies... They're like the best. And if you look at it, it's like they're all old. The Shop Around the Corner, never seen it. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, number 5. This is the animated version. This is my sister's favorite movie of all time. I like the Grinch, don't love it. Used to terrify me as a child, the live action with Jim Carrey. Who wasn't scared of that? If you weren't scared of that, you are psychologically have problems. You are that type of person that if you were not scared as a Grinch as a kid, like, I don't know where you're at right now, but your life is fucking swirling around you and you don't know what's happening now. You need to be scared of some things in life. The Grinch was one of mine. It was terrifying. Horrifying. The Nightmare Before Christmas. This is going to be 2 thumbs up. I'm not a big fan of this fucking movie. I hate this movie. This movie is horrible, in my opinion. Now, this is all based off of my opinion. Everybody has the right to their own opinion. That's what's great about this country. This movie, in my opinion, fucking sucks. I don't like it at all. I get the premise. A guy, jack-o'-lantern, runs Halloween, wants to run Christmas. I don't even think I've gotten through the whole movie because it's blah, blah, blah bullshit. 2 thumbs down. This movie's garbage. Little Women, that's not a Christmas movie. Some of these movies aren't, like, totally Christmas movie. Like, what? Like, that's what I don't get about some of these lists. Like, Die Hard, that is a Christmas movie. Don't fucking hate. Christmas movie, one of the best. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This is one of my favorite movies. Christmas movies all the time. It's right up there with Four Christmases. I love Rudolph. I always have. I don't know what it is. It's a great story, an underdog story that no matter if you're different, it doesn't matter. You can still break through in life and you can still be a leader. Because you know, goddamn it, Rudolph is a fucking leader. That's right. Rudolph is a leader. This guy leads. Even though he's different, he leads, man. That's a Christmas movie. Does it make you happy? Does it make you sad? Does it make you cry? Does it make you think? Those are 4 things Christmas movie has. Those are Christmas movies, man. Like, Christmas movies, it's the fucking season. And I know you're going to, well, Caleb, that's like every Christmas, but it's a Christmas staple. And then you got snow, it's around Christmas time. Those are the Christmas movies, man. Some of these fucking things on this list, no Christmas. Edward Scissorhands, what the fuck? A Christmas Story. Good movie. I really like this movie, actually. It has a lot involved in it. It's very good. Done very well. We watch it every year on Christmas because it's always on TBS and TNT like all fucking day. So we watch it. Yeah, I mean, it's a good movie. You can't hate on it. I mean, it's funny when he fucking tongue gets stuck in the pole, shoots his eye out. I mean, it's like classical shit that you think of. Like, when you think of Christmas, you think of A Christmas Story. Like, Jingle Jangle, A Christmas... isn't that like one of those Netflix bullshit movies? I don't know. I've never watched it, but I'm not saying it's bad, not saying it's good, but I don't know. Not one of my favorites. I've never seen it. A lot of these movies just don't make sense. Alright, Elf. One of my favorites. I love Elf. And you're going to say, well, Caleb, you've been saying you love it a lot. Look, I do. I love Elf. Will Ferrell's fucking hilarious. This is a funny movie. It's like a premise of a guy that, not an elf, thinks he's an elf, then gets kicked out of being an elf, has to go to New York, has to learn how to be a human, then he helps Santa at the end of Christmas. I mean, can I say any more? The fact that this is 26, bullshit. Top 10, top 5. Alright, let's keep looking here on this list. A lot of these just are not Christmas movies. Just because it takes part in December doesn't mean it's Christmas. Like, Batman Returns is on this. That's not a Christmas movie. I love the movie. It's not a Christmas movie. Bad Santa, hilarious. Not one of my faves. I mean, that's a Christmas movie. Charlie Brown Christmas. Look, I think the only thing people really remember about the Charlie Brown Christmas is the Christmas tree. I'll leave it at that. I mean, it's a great Christmas movie, but I only remember the tree. You know. I mean, this list, like, there's, like, garbage. Okay, so the Santa Claus is 46 in this. I don't know how it's 46. Great movie. That is Christmas at its peak. That's a Christmas movie at its peak. I mean, there's a lot of good Christmas movies. Like, it's like, yeah, Frosty the Snowman. Great. It's a GOAT. It's one of the best of all time. It's really good. It's one of those things that just, it's there. You know, it's like, you think of Christmas, like, you gotta watch Frosty. Frosty's always there. Like, there's some things that in Christmas you just ingrain yourself. It's like, bro, that's Christmas. Frosty's one of those. Alright, 51 on this list. I shouldn't be on the list. Home Alone is one of the worst Christmas movies of all time. In my opinion. I think this movie is a bore. I say with Home Alone. Once I've seen the movie once, I feel like I've seen it, like, it's like, I don't need to watch it again. It's like when someone has a baby, and this is coming from a guy's perspective here. It's like when someone has a baby, you see it once, you're like, oh, it's a cute baby. I've seen it once. I don't really need to see it again. Like, there's no hate to that person and their baby, but it's like, it's not my thing, bro. Like, that's not what to me, Home Alone, garbage. It's terrible. The premise of the movie sucks. Like, oh my god, how did you forget your child and not till you got on the plane, and then there's people trying to rob you, and this kid does all this. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't know why it's a cult like garbage. To me, terrible. Terrible. Not a fan. I don't get it. Seen it once, I don't have to see it again. National Lampoon's Christmas is 59. I don't get it. I really don't get it. What I'm showing you with these movies is a glimpse into my life of Christmas and what we watch in my family. National Lampoon's is up there. We watch it 20 times during December. It's fucking hilarious. It's a Christmas movie. It is Christmas. It makes you think, it makes you sad, makes you laugh, and it makes you cry. Christmas. I mean, come on. The Christmas Chronicles, never seen it. Garbage. I mean, those lists didn't really have a lot. Let's Google some more. Oh, the Polar Express. Don't let me shit on that movie, because that movie sucks. And I think you're going to get it. Oh, man, Polar Express is such a good movie. Man, it's fucking garbage. Not a big fan of the Polar Express. You watch the Polar Express? Psychopath. Like, you're the type of person that sleepwalks at night. Like, we're on different wavelengths when it comes to Christmas movies. If you like the Polar Express, I hate that movie. I don't get it. It's a bore. It's a drag. It's something that if it's on, I'm not watching it. I'd much rather go watch paint dry than watch the Polar Express. I'd much rather watch a clock tick than watch the Polar Express. I mean, it's the truth. It's the fucking truth. That movie blows chunks. Like, if a movie could blow chunks, it'd be Polar Express. Alright. A lot of these are like the newer movies nowadays, and I'm like, not always feeling them. Not always feeling them here. Yeah, like, I don't recognize half these movies. Like, goodhousekeeping.com. 65 best Christmas movies all time. Scrooge. I mean, it's a classic, but I'm not jumping out of my seat to be like, oh, let me get my Christmas on with that movie. Let me get my hot cocoa and sit down and watch it. Not feeling it. Yeah, like, I'm one of those people, it's like, I kind of have my staple of Christmas movies, and I don't want to watch anything else. Like, once I got my 5, 6 that I like, it's like, I don't need nothing new. Like, don't try to change up my vibe. 49, it should be off the list. Polar Express. Horrible. And I'm a Tom Hanks fan. This movie sucked. Like, if I was Tom Hanks, like, I would try to get my name off the bill here. Because movie sucks. Movie sucks. Not a fan. Krampus, I think that's what we need to celebrate in life. Krampus, anti-Christmas. I've really proposed this to my family the last few years. They've not been a big fan of it. You don't celebrate Christmas. You do the opposite. Maybe something we propose. If I have children someday, hopefully it's a long fucking time away, we're going to have Krampus one year. And they ain't going to like it. Or if you have it when they're young enough, that's all they think is Christmas. Big brain. That's all you think about it there. Like I said, Jingle Jangle, never heard of it. Not saying it's a bad movie or not. I just haven't watched it. I mean, like I said, a lot of these new movies, I'm not watching them. A Muppets Christmas Carol, I mean, it's the Muppets. I mean, you pretty much know what you're going to get. It's like, I don't know. It was like walking into Vegas and be like, oh, Wayne Newton's here and so is Sinatra. Like, you know what you're getting. Happens. Sinatra and Wayne Newton, great. Way better than Muppets. I'd pay to see him. I would. I know Sinatra's dead, but I'd pay big bucks. Jack Frost, that's like with the snowman. It's like, okay, dude, you were trying to be like Frosty too much. Well, yeah, animation was horrible. Yeah, like I said, this is the last list I go through because Jingle All the Way is 30 on this list. Respectable. It's a great movie. Like I said, like, some movies, like when it comes to Christmas, I feel like once I've watched it, I don't need to watch it again. That's like where I go with Home Alone. I've watched it once, I don't need to watch it again. I mean, it's not one I'm going to sit around and be like, I'm going to watch it every Christmas. You know, there's just not some movies where I'm like, that's what I want. The Christmas Carol, I never watched it, but probably garbage. Claus, never watched that on Netflix. Christmas with the Cranks is 20. This is a respectable list. Respectable. I mean, come on. Like, how? Four Christmases is an 18. Thank you. Goodhousekeeping.com. whoever wrote this article, we're going to be best friends when it comes to Christmas. We'll grab our hot cocoa, we'll get our cookies, we'll sit by our fire, we'll spread some tinsel, hang up the lights. Fuck. I mean, come on. I mean, the Santa Claus 2, great movie. 12, I mean, come on, this fucking, Home Alone's 11. Okay, this is where I, like, want to call this lady and email her 1,000 times and be like, this list sucks. You ruined this great list with Home Alone. I just don't see it. Like, I don't get what people are out there clawing for there. It's like, yeah. Home Alone 2, like, why'd you make another one? Why'd you make a third? They just remade another one. It's like, that's what I don't get. It's like, okay. And, like, I think that ruins the aura of a Christmas movie the more you make. It's like, make one, and if it's great, it stands forever. You make about 12, and it's like, why? Runs a little dry. Like, why'd you have to make another one? Elf, 5, great. Charlie Brown Christmas, like I said, the only thing you really remember is the tree. A Christmas Story, 3. Okay, what's number? National Lampoon's Christmas is 2. Number 1 of this. It's a Wonderful Life. Never watched it. 1946. It's a Wonderful Life. I mean, like I said, look, everybody has the right to their opinion. I hate 2 Christmas movies with absolute everything in my heart. Home Alone, Polar Express. Don't see it. It wasn't even on this list, because that shows you how garbage Polar Express is. Or it wasn't on this. I don't fucking know. But it's not a good movie. It's not. It's like, it's not. Like, I don't know. I think I'll do more Christmas stuff. I don't know what else I'm in. Like, Christmas songs, that'd be kind of hard to do just because I gotta own the copyright on shit. I don't know. I'll do other Christmas stuff. I don't know. Maybe make Christmas cookies, taste them. I don't know. Do something like that. I don't fucking know. Like I said, Christmas movies, what gets me in the mood of Christmas is a great Christmas movie. Not like, like, oh, that movie's cute. No. Home Alone. Polar Express. That's what I think. That's going to do it for the video. Talking going to Christmas movies. There's probably a lot that I missed because these lists fucking suck. There's a million Christmas movies, so it's not like I can sit through and decipher every single one of them. That's going to do it for the video. NFL video coming tomorrow. Thanks for watching.